Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the plumbing for the new bathroom, the septic lines, using this PVC pipe. Now if you haven't seen the previous videos on building this new bathroom, you can go back and check those out. We did the board and batten siding on the outside of this bathroom. We did the vinyl gutters installation on the outside. Then we moved inside for the third video. We did all the electrical, all the wiring, everything's done. And now the fourth video we'll be doing this septic right here. Wiring is all finished. We have lights in here, so a lot of light to work now, which is great, but we need to start plumbing for the shower that's going to be going back in this section. I need to plumb for two sinks right here, the drains for those, and then I need to be installing a toilet back in that cubby right there. So I need to redo. Right now the old toilet was here, it needs to be moved back farther, but like I said, I'm going to tear everything out and start from scratch because our plumbing is in really bad shape anyways. So I'll show you guys what we need underneath. Here's the plumbing that I have, at least the sewer drains in my house right now. This really is all cobbled together. From this point on to the road, this has been all redone. It looks great. But from here over, there's just a ton of these rubber fittings where everything's clamped together, changing from PVC to brass to copper, all sorts of different things. So I'm going to be tearing from here out. So if you come over here, there's the same thing. There's a ton of rubber joints tying this all together. It goes again from copper, there's some brass, back to PVC. This all is going to come out this trap for our sink or our shower in the guest bathroom. Back to copper and brass fittings, some more rubber joints. This is the drain for the toilet in our old bathroom, so that's going to need to be torn out and moved. This is a vent going out the top of the roof, so that's going to be torn out and put in PVC. This copper line right here, that goes all the way to the kitchen, and you can see right here they decided to just lift the pipe up so that it doesn't get caught when you're coming in and out of the door with stuff, and they just thought, I'll screw it to the floor joist and lift it up. But now there's this huge valley, I guess, where all the water is going to be building up. This must be completely full with water and sludge from the kitchen. It's going to be nasty. But I need to tear this out. And because this issue with the door, I'm actually going to divert it over to the other section of the basement to where I can drop it down a little bit better. So that line will come all the way over here to where the kitchen is, and the kitchen sink and dishwasher. So I'll need to redo that. Alright, so here's what you'll need to get started on this plumbing project. You'll obviously need a hacksaw or sawzall to be able to cut through the old pipes, but also cut the new pipes to length and be able to glue them together. Now I've got some screws, some fasteners, a drill, and some pipe hangers. This will be just to fasten the pipes to the ceiling or wherever you're putting it. Make sure it's not going to move and sag in the middle once you have some weight of water in it. You'll need a tape measure, some PVC cleaner and PVC glue to glue the joints together. I have a screwdriver and a box knife or utility knife. That's to clean off the burrs. When you cut through the PVC pipe, it'll leave burrs behind. This can cause blockages from stuff getting stuck on the PVC joints, so you really want to scrape that off before you put it together. Make sure it's nice and clean. So that's what that's for. Now I'm going to start by putting together one of the largest sections with the most intersections. Now these intersections are going to make this piece pretty complicated. There's not going to be a long stretch of pipe. It's going to be quite a few fittings glued together. So I'm going to start by dry fitting all of them, making sure they all fit like they should and measured out correctly, and then I can start gluing it together if everything looks good. Now I'm going to use the utility knife to clean off those burrs I was talking about that are left behind from cutting the pipe. Now this is more crucial for the smaller diameter pipes. It will cause even more issue if you don't scrape those off. Now I'm going to use this purple pipe cleaner, and this really just cleans the surface so that there's nothing in the way. When you put the glue on, it will bond perfectly together. This is purposely designed so that it stands out from the pipe. If you have an inspector come through and inspect the job that you've done, they're looking for that purple to make sure that it has been cleaned sufficiently before gluing, because it will make a big difference. If you only glue, it might not bond like it should. Now I'm going to put glue on both surfaces just like the cleaner, and you want to put a good thin coat over all of it. You don't want it dripping off of the pipe, but you do want it to completely cover the surface so that when you put it together, it has the full surface area bonding together and sealing it. Now once the glue is spread on both surfaces, you can put the joint together. Now once you're pushing this in, it will want to push back out, it won't hold, so while it's drying, a really good trick is to just push in really tight and turn the pipe until it gets stuck. And that will actually spread the glue evenly around and make sure every spot is sealed. Now that could be a little bit more tricky to spin the fitting while it's drying if you have two fittings that need to line up in the right direction. So you just want to be careful you don't spin it too far and it gets stuck in the wrong spot. So you might be able to spin it just a little bit and then wiggle it back and forth until it hardens completely. Now it's basically just repeating those same steps of cutting the pipe, cleaning off the burrs, putting the pipe cleaner on, glue, and putting the joint together. So I'm going to speed this up and show you guys what this looks like when it's all finished and where this is going to go. Now I do want to mention the glue as well as the cleaner have really strong fumes, so if you can at all help it, have ventilation and have a fan going, something to keep fresh air in there, and really just be smart and safe about it. Now also this cleaner will eat through just about anything as far as the coating go and soak into cement, as well as soak through the finish that is on this wood and stain it. So put a towel down and be careful where you're dripping that. Now for the part nobody really enjoys, I'm going to be taking out the old pipe and get ready to put in the new one. Now you do want to have a bucket on hand for anything that's left over in this pipe that will drip out, just to catch so it doesn't get everywhere and make a mess. Now this section is all finished up, I'm going to put in a couple pipe hangers to help support the weight. Now I can start running the line from the dishwasher and sink in the kitchen to the section I just did. Now doing large or long stretches of pipe like this, you really want to pay attention to the slope that you're using, and I will be using pretty much close to 2 inches every 10 feet is at the lowest point. Now you can go up higher than that to make sure that it'll drain better, but honestly this is so much better than what we had in the house previously, so I'm not really too worried about it, and I really want to save on a little bit of headroom on this pipe going across the middle of our basement. So I'll use this 2 inches every 10 feet and that should work just fine. Now here's the line coming from the kitchen. I'm going to tie this into one of the sections I wired off of the main sewer line, and this needs to tie into the clothes washer that's in the basement as well. Now that the new kitchen line has been run, I'm going to take out the old copper pipe and get that out of the way. Now you again want to have a bucket in place ready to catch anything that comes out of these pipes. Now that finishes off the kitchen line all the way to the main line. Now I'm going to start by working my way back from the bathroom to the main line. Now I need to drill a couple holes through the floor joists and then squeeze the pipe through there and connect it to the other end for the sinks. But this is really impossible to do without heating up the pipe a little bit. This wastes about a foot of the pipe. I'm going to cut this off at the end. but it works really well to fish it through the holes while someone else is pushing on the pipe. Now you can see the bend is really tight to get it in there. It should be perfectly fine once it's in, but it's just really tricky to get it all the way through. Now you can see right there where I heated up the pipe. This I'm just going to cut off. It damaged the pipe, but that's totally fine. I'm just happy it went through and it's working really well. So I'll be hammering on the end, and I'll have to cut off the end on this side because if it gets damaged at all from hammering, that's totally fine. I have plenty of pipe, but my wife's going to let me know when I get close. I'll stop and we can cut that off and push it in just a little bit farther. Now you can see here one of the smaller diameter pipes. When you cut that, the burrs are really bad, so I'm going to clean that off both on the outside as well as the inside. The inside obviously keep it from clogging, but the outside's good to clean off as well so it doesn't scrape off the glue as you put the joint together, and it allows it to bond a lot better. Now on this side, I'm going to be attaching this pipe into the line coming from the shower drain. So I need to put in a couple 90s to drop it into the top of the shower drain. The shower drain will have a trap on it to make sure no fumes come up and out of that pipe. I didn't put one in for the sinks because the sinks will actually have a trap up inside of the vanity closer to the sink. So I'm not worrying about that yet. That will be a later task. But this right here will be for the sinks tying into the shower, and then I'll go straight into the house from here into the main line. Now that pipe coming down from the ceiling will be for the vent going out the roof. The vent is really important for plumbing because every time you flush or use something with a lot of water, it will cause the sink or the toilet to gurgle. And if you don't have a vent to relieve that pressure once you flush, it will be making a lot of noise in your sinks and toilets. So right here was the old sink as well as the vent that went all the way up through the roof to vent the sewer system. Now this has to move, so I have drilled a hole back here and I'll connect that to the sewer line. It'll go up in between this wall, and then above the ceiling I'll come back over to this line over here. Now it's time for the final stretch. I'm going to be putting in the guest bathroom shower trap right there, tying that into the drain, and then I need to finish running the main line to where I have the bathroom hooked up. Now again, this is a large section with a lot of joints and a lot of different moving pieces, so I'm going to dry fit this again and just glue one section at a time and make sure everything's lining up as I go along. The kitchen sink, this is run all the way down, and then it gets to the middle of the house and runs all the way across. On the other side of this wall we have the sewer line running out towards the road. So here we finished off the plumbing for the new bathroom. This will be for the toilet. Right now it's got a cap on it, just set on top so that the smell won't come out, but I'm gonna cut a hole through there when we're ready to mount the toilet in, and it'll be all set. Over here, this wise off goes over out the top. This will be the vent. It's hooked up to the vent that's already on our roof from the old bathroom. The little 90 over here. Right there is gonna be the shower. I have that all hooked up ready to put in the shower drain. and then it will tee off across here and come over. Here's one vanity sink, and then right on the other side of this, there's the other sink. So when you come back inside here, this will tie back together. This is the shower from our bathroom, our guest bathroom right now. The line goes straight through the wall. Now over here, we have connected everything back together and took out all the rubber joints except for this one. We have this connected to a hot water saver that we have. This recycles the heat from our hot water heater and warms up the temperature of the water coming into the house, so my hot water heater has to do less work. So that's what the rubber joint is there, just in case we ever need to take it off. Then over here, this is connected to the sump pump that comes down into this trash can right here. This is for our washer, our clothes washer. That pumps the water up and out. Over here is where the sink for the kitchen comes in. So everything's tied together. Alright guys, that just about finishes up my video for today. I hope you guys found this one helpful. This was a pretty big project for us. Took us about a little over half a day to do, so we did not have plumbing for that long. So it was really exciting to get this all finished up and everything put back where it should go. And now we can use it, tested out all the joints. There are no leaks, so I don't have to replace anything, which is really good news. Now, this finishes up the video for today, but if you guys like this video or found it helpful at all, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, you can hit that like button as well. Now, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and do that. YouTube will let you know when I upload a new video if you subscribe and then hit that little bell icon below this video. Now, I upload a new video each week, a new DIY video, so if you don't want to miss out, go ahead and do that, and you won't miss any of them. Now, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.